Why do you see two different scheduled times? I scheduled it at 9:30 originally, and then somebody said that's too early on the East Coast or the West Coast, and then I was like, oh yeah. So I bumped it an hour late last night. So if you were here at 9:30, sorry. It's at 10:30 today. Oh, we got a cat tree for our cat, and she loves it. Okay, don't get sick. Susie! She doesn't care about me. Susie! Hang on, let me see if I can zoom in. She's cleaning herself on her cat tree. Susie! Yeah, we weren't sure if she liked it, but she does. She seems to like it. She likes her kitty cat tree. Okay, we're gonna have to find a new way for this. Nope, that's not the way. How about like this? Okay, that'll work. You know, you think that by now I would have set up all my stuff. You know, I would learn to set it all up before I even start the stream, but it's part of the stream now. You're switching to cat tree? Our playlist this morning is R&B, soul. Is it too loud? Is the music too loud? And we're working on Seasonal Earth. I haven't pulled this one out in a long time. I think when we first moved to Baltimore, I was doing this section, the spring section, and then I think I worked like at least halfway through it, and then I kind of slugged through, and then last night, or yesterday, I did the frog and the little fishies down here. Oh, all the way down at the bottom. You can't even see where I'm touching. And I want to keep working on it. Oh, oh, hello! Oh, that's funny. Everybody go check out Jennifer's Finish Parade. You were all like, I don't remember anything. And I was like, I don't remember all those details. Got my coffee, got my stitching. Everything's good. Slightly loud, okay. It kind of is for me too. But that's because YouTube Studio, I don't know why it's just so loud. It just goes so loud. There, that's a little better, I think. If it looks like I have two different size needles, it's because I do. I can't decide if I like... You're not a mess. Everybody's like that. You actually had way more details than a lot of people do. Also, you don't have just a pile of un-FFO'd stuff. Like me. Cool. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. I saw this on Stitch Against Sam. she... I wonder if she finished it by now. I've been watching Whip Parades from December. Oh yeah, I was saying how I have 2 different size needles. I can't decide. Ooh, yay. Can't wait. I'm going to decide, or I can't decide. I'm going to decide, I can't decide. I can't decide which one I like better because this pattern is hard, it's a little bit hard to do, like figure out which order to do the colors. Like this, I did the orange over here and then it's on the leaves, but then it's making it so that I have to break my rule about, whoops, doing stitches that are kind of enclosed. I'm not making any sense. So it's harder for me to pull my, or put my needle up in a hole that already has 2 or more threads in it. So like right here, you know? And cause I like not having to work at getting my stitches neat. Hey, Vanessa! So in order to not do as much work to get my stitches neat, I just do my stitches. Well, diagonal stitching really does that, but this pattern doesn't make that much sense to do diagonal stitching. So I kind of like see if I can order my colors in a way that I don't have to be poking my needle up in a hole that already has 2. So for example, over here you see these lines. So I stitched the white running stitches and then back. And then I parked my white thread over here. And then I stitched the blue. And then I parked my blue thread here. And then I stitched the white. And then I parked my white here. And so on. Hey everyone! I'm so excited. So then I've been switching back and forth between these 2 needles because this is 16 count and this is a size 26 needle. And this is a size 28 needle. And the 28 is really petite for 16 count. But it's easier to do that really intricate stitching. It's easier to find, like with these, when these are snuggled in between, it's easier to know exactly where the needle is gonna go to make the stitch neat without me, you know, splitting threads when I come up. Whereas the size 26, it is harder to do that because it's a thicker needle. Does any of that make sense? Is it even interesting? So can't decide. Yeah, I do too. Like on a 14 count, size 24, even size 20, I mean size 26 or even size 24 needle. On my larger counts I use, or my lower counts, I use like a really dull tip needle, but they're really thick. I got these cheapo ones. I remember when I first used a tapestry needle on, because I used to use embroidery needles for cross stitch, and they're way too sharp and they waste a lot of time. So I remember using a tapestry needle and I was like, oh my goodness, I've been doing this wrong my whole life. Me too. Sometimes me too, Ashley. I love size 28. The 28. Because you're fancy. Roxy, I like 28 as well. And we'll talk about this in my plans in my regular floss tube that's I don't know when it's gonna be recorded, but it will be. I'm gonna do some intense tiny stitching. Like Ymir. Like I might even try 56 count 1/1 full cross. Cause well, I'll talk about it on my live, but I'll show you, I mean on my floss tube. But this came in Ymir's December floss box. It's a 12 ply. So I don't know if you can see how tiny that is. But that's pretty cool. And what I have in my head is doing like the Ink Circles circus of blank, triangles, square, or triangles, I think diamonds is in there somewhere, circles and hearts. Doing all those on like 56 or 40 count. Hannah, try them all! And if you want to try something specific, let somebody know and that we can share them with you. Woes, you can do it. What, record my video? I'm gonna talk about this in my video too. Well, okay, so do I want to talk about this? I don't know if I want to talk about it yet. I know this is really cryptic. I know what I'm doing right now is really cryptic. Let's just say I made a significant life choice, and it's been a long time. It's been in the works for a long time, and it has helped me. This might give it away, and you might know what I mean. It has helped me significantly in my productivity. So I am like super motivated to get organized, to get my apartment organized, like not just organization in my stitching stuff, but in my house. The ASMR video that I showed you, or that I uploaded, I showed it to you. Look, it's an ASMR video. The ASMR video that I recorded, hang on, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is of like greeting cards, and I've been meaning to do that for, I don't know, years. Like I had them in, I had all my greeting cards, not all of them, but I had them in this little 3-ring binder, and it was overflowing. And I had 2 of the binders, and then I was like, oh, I need to get more, and then I just never went to Walmart and got any more. And then I was like, oh, I have my wedding invitations, my save the dates, my programs. So mean. What's mean? Oh. Who knew? Scrapbooking. And oh, I lost my train of thought. It's hidden. Oh, I had all my wedding stuff sitting in a box, like languishing, not even being looked at or displayed in a decent way. It was just sitting in a box. And I was like, okay, this probably should change. And so I got motivated. Not only by me, but by other things. And cryptic again, I know. Maybe you figured it out already, what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I tore through my house one night and this is a little embarrassing, but we still had boxes of things that weren't opened and weren't organized because Dylan has, see that little case? Dylan has probably over 200 CDs that were sent to us last year by his parents because they were sitting at his parents' house. So he bought CDs as a teenager, so he was really into music and bought a whole bunch of CDs. And they sent them to us, and I was like, why are they sitting in a box? We should just display them. And so we got that. We found a CD tower. We are getting another bookshelf because we have so many books. And just getting organized. My desk is... I organized my desk and... yeah. I'm watching a lot of FlossTube. The catch-up that I meant to be playing, I am actually catching up. Okay, and it's 17 minutes in, and I'm gonna ask, what are you stitching on? What are you stitching on? I have too much to say. Look at this little acorn. It's so cute. I did not leave my job. Maybe it's the fact that I had a break and then originally we were supposed to return on the 3rd, on Monday. Yay, Hannah, you got it. I've been seeing that on Instagram. It's really good. Originally, we were supposed to return on the 3rd, and then the last day of break, the district said... message me on Instagram, Ashley. Tell me what you think I'm talking about. Originally, we were supposed to return on the 3rd, and then... the district sent an email the last day of break and was like, we're gonna take the first 2 days, we're gonna take the 3rd and the 4th to do COVID testing, and then the 3rd rolls around and I'm about ready to go to the school to get tested, and it was snowing, and they said, okay, we're gonna delay the return by a day, so we're just pushing everything a day, and then we'll make up the day later in June. And so we didn't have school on Monday, or we didn't have any obligations on Monday. Tuesday, all I did was go get my COVID test. And then Tuesday, I did my lesson plans. And I planned for like the whole week, basically. This coming week. Because I was like, oh, 2 days, I planned for those 2 days, Thursday and Friday, but, the first day back is always kind of weird. And then Thursday we had school, or Wednesday I had already done my lesson plan, so I just was like, I'm gonna clean my house, I'm gonna stitch. And I think I stitched like 1,000 stitches on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we had school, but attendance was way low because, I don't know why, but it was really chill because kids were just getting their COVID tests, and some students had already tested on Wednesday. They had come in before school started, and you know, some kids already tested positive then. And then some students were saying on Thursday, oh, it's supposed to snow tomorrow, I wonder if we'll have a snow day. And so I'm like, oh yeah, maybe. And I was hoping that, you know, not very many students tested positive, but with not high hopes, because Omicron. And Thursday evening it had snowed here, but not very much. But the highways were really bad, I think. And so they canceled school on Friday. Like 5:30 in the morning they call. There's, you know, that automated district call, and they say school is delayed by an hour. I was like, or by 2 hours. I was like, awesome. And then an hour later we got the call that school was canceled. So it was supposed to be a 5-day work week, and it was only a 1-day work week. I mean, technically 2, but I was okay with it. And then, why was I launching into the story? Oh yeah, because I did not quit my job, but I did meet on Thursday, I met with the new principal at the school that I'm going to, because I was hired as a half-time employee at my current school. And then it was worked out that I would go to another school at quarter time. So I will be moving from a middle school position to an elementary position. And as you know, elementary is what I'm more comfortable with. Middle schoolers are tough. So, I mean, I am a little bit, I am in a good mood because of that, but it's something else. Play a guessing game with me. Oh, I want to go back to what I was saying about my tiny stitching. See, it all connects. Ymir, she's gonna make me go bankrupt. She has a Reds pack, or like a red threads, as of like January. Here, should I show you? She's finally sharing the she's sharing her I can't talk. She's sharing her tiny floss with us. Make this go big. I want to see this bigger. Where's the 12 ply stuff? The silk. And then there's, so the rosé, that's the 12 ply. And then the Anthurium Fire is 1 ply, and then the Scarlet is 2 ply, I think, but it comes on the spool. And I have some of the 1 ply, the stuff on the spool. But like, I have, oh wait, what? Sorry. Isn't that? Okay, so here's from the December floss box. This is the 1 ply, but that still looks a little, I mean, no, that probably would be good for, you know what? This is probably the same as the stuff that I just showed you. This would be good on 50, this probably could do full cross on 40 count. Here I am like making all these big plans for big-ish projects, and I haven't even tried it, but glass. But then here's the yeah, here's the 2-ply. So this just looks... You probably wouldn't want to, probably wouldn't want to try to separate these. They're so cute. So in my floss tube, I'm gonna ask for like, I don't know, monochromatic, medium-ish samplers so that I can try out some of these things. And I was looking on Modern Folk Embroidery, I was looking on Ink Circles. I know Long Dog has some beautiful stuff. But I also know that I don't like finishing stuff. So if I stitch a small and then like don't even finish it, I'm gonna feel guilty. Oh well. Aren't they great? Like that rosé? And now, I mean, if I reached out to Ymir, she probably would be able to send me another skein of the blue stuff, but ooh, the red, it's just like 12-ply, would last a long time. Yeah. Look at those little acorns. They're so cute. Where am I going with this color? Should I just start this one? Yeah, I'll just start this. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Lucky you guys, you're just gonna hear everything that I'm gonna talk about in my floss tube. You know, do you know Mary? Daydream Stitcher. Her daughter has a floss tube channel, Panda Stitcher. I shouted her out a couple of months ago, I think. But now her son also has a floss tube channel. And they're hilarious. I highly recommend those two. Her son starts off his video by using some thread to floss his teeth. He's like, you gotta floss twice a day. Or you gotta floss every day or something. It was really funny. Now we're gonna work on this pine cone. It's a very cute pine cone. Oh no. Accio Snips. Okay, I need to finish the acorns before I go further on the porcupine. Right, with cats. Susie does that to me in the morning. Like, I'll be... It takes me a while to get out of bed. So I'll just be laying in bed, staring at my phone. And then, just when I'm like, oh, I should probably get out of bed and go make my coffee, then she comes and lays on my chest. No, it doesn't. Okay, so I searched and searched on the internet for a picture of this. Maybe I didn't search and search and search, but I looked. I couldn't find one, so this is actually a picture of the book that I took. It's not very good. Hey, Michael. I'm glad you made it back home. I saw that you joined Betsy's live. Gosh, that lady, she's so funny. How was Alabama? I know you were sharing with us, but boy, I haven't really used this playlist, have I? Got some new tunes. Still jet lag, yeah. I hear you. It is 7 a.m. Get up off of that dance floor. Oh, I was gonna count my stitches. I think I'm gonna see if I can remember. Where all my stitches are. Which ones I did today. Okay, so we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14. And we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I lost track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, I was fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's an approximation anyway. And then we did the T's. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we did these. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2. I think that's right. And then we're doing these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've done 101 stitches, I think. That's a lot. I've been yabbing a lot, too. Aww. That's so good, Michael. I'm happy you enjoyed yourself. I'm glad you got a decent American experience. Yay. It is stressful to meet the in-laws. I met my in-laws before we were dating. Speaking of dating, it is Dylan and my 7th dating anniversary. No. 6th dating anniversary. Yeah, we started dating in 2016. Yay! Oh, she never tried it on. She'll warm up to it. Or warm up with it. Gross. I'll be right back. I'm back. Just had a little mucus escape my nose or mouth. Then she probably does enjoy it. Like, she knows how thoughtful it is. Hi, Milka! Here's some more music for you to jam out to. Ding, 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 ding. I got your floss drops. Oh my goodness, they're so pretty. Oh, since I'm talking about it, let me actually, so the in my reorganizing all of my greeting cards, I took them all out of these smaller things and I found okay. Long story, and I'm just gonna tell it because we're on the live. So we were looking for a bookcase at this Second Chance furniture store. That we got our chairs, our TV stand. We got some other stuff there. It's a great store, and it's secondhand, so you know, reuse. We couldn't find a bookshelf. Like, of all the things that a furniture store would have, bookshelves, right? But we couldn't find one that we wanted, but we did find this a little smaller CD stand that fits about 75 CDs, and we were just kind of browsing around. They have like dishes, some really nice dishes, but I found these photo albums that have like a linen finish. Look at this. I wanted to try to stitch on it, but it's too tight. It's not gonna work. So then, this is how I'm displaying our. If you watch my ASMR, you can see this. This is how I'm displaying our greeting cards, and I had them. I complain about it in my. We did try Facebook Marketplace, but there wasn't. I mean, we are going to get one today, but the pickings were pretty slim. I don't know. People don't really like to sell their bookshelves, I guess. But anyway, so I used to hole punch them, and that's kind of, I don't know. I just don't really want to keep hole punching my cards. It's a lot more work than just like taping them in here. So that's what I did with my cards that I had hole punched, and I found these. There were 4 of these in there, so I was like, okay, I have enough space to like redo all of my greeting cards and any things that people send us, like Christmas cards and stuff. So that's where I put those that were in these. And then remember in my whip parade when I showed you the horrible way that I was displaying my floss drops? Well, instead, I put them in this little binder, the floss drops. So they're displayed a little bit better. They're not as crudely taped into a notebook. Oh, that's good. Yeah, you can get them pretty cheap on Facebook. So actually, I was gonna be like, oh, I need to find some cardstock, but I have. Is there an address? No. I have old thank you cards. These were our thank you cards for our wedding, and I have like 100 of them that I didn't use because I didn't have that many thank yous to send out. I ordered way too many. So then this is how I'm displaying. Let me see, where's the address here? So this is how I'm displaying these. Oh, it's up here. So I'm putting the floss drop here. You could see that, and then if I have like any extra things, but then this is how I'm displaying it now, and I'm taping any extra things inside the card if I have it, and then that's how I'm displaying them, and I'm using packing tape so everything is stuck really good. So let me show you Milka's. Here's Milka's floss drop. It's so good. And this is ingenious to have 2 different size holes to store your floss, because you have the one with your bulk, and then you have one for your scrappies, your scrappy scraps. And then this little heart was on her envelope. Thank you. This is the picture that I made a pattern out of. So I have this pattern. Eventually I'll stitch it. So that's how I'm displaying my floss straps now. And it's still a little janky, but it's, you know what? I don't really care. They're displayed, they're accessible. It's not as flimsy as it was before on just a notebook piece of paper. Yeah, I love your floss strap. Thank you, Hannah. I am not claiming to be any sort of scrapbooker, or I should have put that in the description of my scrapbooking video. I think I will go back and do that. But again, I'm way more motivated to complete these kinds of tasks now. I have a feeling that my next floss tube will be kind of long. I think I might talk a lot. Maybe not like 2 hours long, like some people. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, so, whoops. I made my patterns on stitchyourphoto.com, and they were $5. They were $5, but I think it limited it to maybe 60 colors. But there are other websites that'll do it for more, I think. Like, I think you can actually do it on DMC. Anybody else have anything to add? How do you create your own photo? Some people, is there a program called Pit2Pat? I see a lot of people doing that. Oh no, this pattern is not on Pattern Keeper. This one is from this book, Cross Stitch for the Earth. I wonder if there's a digital version of this book. Maybe. You know, if a pattern is not going to be on Pattern Keeper, this one is it, because it's really simple. And actually I could, you know, I don't need to be counting individual stitches because I'm doing it in a very grid-like fashion. But I need to get used to using my stitch counter because the cliffside stitches pieces don't really transfer to Pattern Keeper very well. Use software, Ashley. Blend Threads does it pretty well. Boy, I've been all over the place. I've been down here. I've been up here. I think we'll make it to the end of this acorn with this piece of thread. Hey, pro tip. I'm not a pro. Ooh! Wait, what did you give away? I'm sorry that I don't remember. Or maybe I didn't watch. Oh. I think I need to go check your channel, Michael, and see if I have any videos to catch up on. If you are playing Thread Chicken, grab yourself. Oh! There is a digital copy. grab yourself some petites. These are really short needles, and they work really great for thread chicken. I also started doing this. I like to keep my needles in the cases, and then sometimes I put them back in the cases because I'm like, I don't need a whole bunch of needles just floating around. But then I can't remember which ones I was using. So then on the plastic I just wrote, okay, the ones on this side are in use. These are the newer ones. So then once this one gets really ready to throw away, I just throw it away, and I know that I'm gonna choose the next one. Whoop, the next one from this side. Sorry, I wasn't even showing you that. So I wrote in use and new. Petites. I don't know if DMC has any of these or if Bowen has any of these, but I found these at my LNS. And I was like, oh, cute. I don't know what I'm going to use these needles for, but I'm going to buy them. And I am using them for thread chicken. Yeah. Here, I'll demonstrate. Oh, from this book? I'm drawn to the full coverage ones. So the other one that I like is the advice one, where it's like, use less water. Here's me trying to remember what it looks like. See, I'll definitely make it 4 more stitches with this. It's a little slower because the needle is a little bit more difficult to work with. But it certainly helps with thread chicken. I've been only on for an hour. I've been talking so much. Okay. I don't need to play thread chicken anymore, so I'm gonna put it in the in-use side. I got the, did you spot this? I got a little sewing box at that store. The secondhand, or the second chance furniture store. And the only thing wrong with it is that it's missing one of the lids. Here, let me show you. So one side is missing this little thing, but I'm storing my needles in it upright, so Who cares? Oh. Bye, Ashley. Well, maybe you'll like this one, Mikhail. Okay, the bee one or the music one? Pardon the weeds, we're feeding the beads. The beads. The bees. That one's cute. I don't know, I'm partial to the music one. Mirka. But I really like these two. This one I like. And this one. I want to do this one, a little teeny one. Maybe on 32 count. Live gently on this earth is also good. These are all just such pleasing patterns to look at. Okay, where should we go? Where do we go? Pinecone. I called the pinecone a porcupine. Used to have a box like that as a kid. You can't find it. Yeah, aren't these like gonna become vintage? Vintage pieces. I put my extra DMC in the bottom of it. I'll show it in my floss tube. I'll set up the other camera for that too. And it's kind of cracked. Whoops. Oh well. But they're beautiful. It reminds me. I'm sorry for making this comparison. It reminds me of like those little makeup boxes that they made in the 90s for like girls. They were pink and purple and they had those trays that would like... I'm sorry for making that comparison. Oh, yeah. Caboodles? Is that what they're called? Caboodles? I didn't even know that that's what they're called. Yes, caboodles. Oh. This. Oh no, Kaylee. Oh. Look. Oh. Exactly. That's exactly what it reminds me of. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh man. Oh no. That's terrible. That's terrible. I'm crying. Oh. That's funny. I'm gonna switch needles. Yep, it's my caboodles. Caboodle. I watched, okay, so let me just reveal something to you. I got really into Miranda Sings in college, and the actress who is Miranda Sings, Colleen Ballinger, I watch her. She just had twins. But she did a video on her Beanie Babies. And then in her vlog, she was saying, oh, I was in this HBO documentary about Beanie Babies called Beanie Mania. And so I watched it. It's just like I didn't even realize that when Beanie Babies were first sold, I don't know if they ever were sold in Walmarts, but the owner did not want, I sound like Stitch Against Sam, did not want, I love her accent, he didn't want them sold in Walmart or Target or big stores. He wanted them sold in smaller stores. So that's interesting. But then they were for children, obviously, but they became collector's items because of, you know, how exclusive they would be or discontinued. Yay, Hannah! I'm glad somebody else watches them. Never had Beanie Babies in Poland. I mean, the culture of consumerism, is that as big in Poland as it was in like 90s America? Like, consumerism comes from just people being really comfortable. You know, you can I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, they talked about that. They talked about the Happy Meals and how people would buy like 30 Happy Meals and not even eat the food. Like, people would throw away the food but they just wanted the bear. And then the guy got charged with tax evasion. Also very American. Okay. But the Beanie Babies, they started in Chicago, and for a while it was like only sold in stores in Chicago. And so, like, it started really small, and since the dude didn't want Ty, his name was actually Ty, he didn't want his products sold in big stores, it didn't make it nationally for a while. But it was like kind of beyond toy, like what regular toys are sold like, and it became like a collector's item. So it became less of children enjoying the toys and more like it followed these ladies who just would buy out stores from Beanie Babies because they knew that they thought that they would be worth more later. And there are some really sad stories of people who like bought a lot of Beanie Babies and they kind of lost their value. later. Some of them. It's kind of sad. I'm losing my spot in my pattern. When I lose my spot in my pattern and I'm out of paper pattern, I just grab a sticky note. I've also seen magnets that have like a 10 by 10 grid. Or a magnet that has a hole that's big enough for a 10 by 10 grid. Oh! Yeah, exactly. Sometimes adults are the ones that get addicted. And then there's a lady who wasn't even addicted to Beanie Babies, but she was kind of like... She was like a dealer. So people would give her their credit card information and be like, buy all of the Beanie Babies that you can. Don't tell my spouse that I'm doing this. What a time. Forbidden color. Bye. This is such a good playlist. I hope you all are enjoying this music as much as me. We don't need no DJ Backstitch. Speaking of DJ Backstitch, my wonderful husband, I remember when I first started doing these lives, I said, oh, hi Zan, I saw Zoe's Whip Parade and I was like, oh no, I don't have enough time to watch it. So I didn't get started on it, but I will. I was just saying how when I first started going live and I was trying to think of ideas for live streams. Hi, Yvonne. Thank you. I hope going a little later is helpful to you. I forgot that I have friends on the West Coast who it's 7:30 in the morning when I go live. Although I think I'm going live at a similar time to Michelle Deadly Stitchy. Okay, can I... I'll come back to that if I remember. Dylan still has not tried cross-stitching, and I want to see him, or I think it would be entertaining. This isn't gonna sound good, is it? To watch somebody who has never stitched like read an instruction manual on how to stitch and attempt it. So I don't know if you remember. If you don't, that's okay. I was approached by a company that created a cross-stitch kit for kind of like anxiety relief, I think is what it was, called Stitchly. They had come out with paints or something before, and so they sent me a kit, and I really enjoyed it. I thought the instructions were really good, but I only stitched a couple things out of it because, you know, I was stitching other things, but they basically just wanted somebody to review their product. And then I was like, oh, this would be a good kit for like a beginner to try, and it would be entertaining to watch Dylan try it. So that popped into my brain again, and I might have to do that for a stream, to have DJ backstitch. Very evil, but I get it. Oh, you know what? I never did a, like, unboxing of that. I think I did on my Instagram, but not on my FlossTube. Hey, speaking of, here he is. I know, isn't she cute? She's curled up in that perfect spot. You know what I don't understand about my cat? We bought a cat bed for her. She's never laid in it. But then all of a sudden we buy this cat tree and she's like, oh, I love that thing. Maybe it's because it has a hard bottom. Oh, she's so cute. She's curling up. Very evil. That's funny, Yvonne. I love it. Oops. Okay, we're in the right spot. This porcupine. I keep wanting to call this pine cone a porcupine. You haven't seen it yet. Oh, are you talking about an unboxing? No, this is like back in April? April, I think. Carla Rolodex Stitcher, she got it too, that kit. Look at that, one strand is gonna go through the pine cone. We got one. They're so expensive in pet stores. We got one off Amazon. I don't know about y'all, but this is one of my favorite kind of, stitching to do. That doesn't make any sense. When it's like individual X's, like in a pattern like this, it's really fun. It's one of my favorite things, but I don't like filling in between. Porcupine cone. Okay, what I was gonna say. I'm gonna share a little bit of an insecurity with y'all. I live stream every week, right? Yep. Zan, they're expensive. Cat trees. And I don't know what I'm gonna do if I have so many followers that join my streams to where it's like a little overwhelming. So when I join Michelle Bendy's lives, I get overwhelmed because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that join her lives, which is awesome. I love that. And I'm sure I'll adapt to it if it happens. I don't know if it's gonna happen that, you know, I'm gonna get that many people in my lives. Probably not. But I love like a small group, you know? I don't know. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? What do we need? We need tea. Upside down tea. Chat delay. But then I'm isn't that a form of silencing my audience? I love that, Jennifer. That's true too, Hannah. I always feel... I remember... Well, okay, so I'm not, like, a social butterfly on the internet. If I join a live, I'm, like, really hesitant to say something. And especially if it's a big group, I'm like, oh, I have to say something funny. Ugh. I have to be clever. I have to be noticed. That's why celebrity just is a dangerous mind game for me. Like, I'm always afraid of being too weird or too silly, or people will be like, what's wrong with this person? Which nobody does. Nobody does that. But then, so like, I remember... It was like in April or May last year, I joined one of Michelle's lives. And I was like, oh, I have to be memorable. And so she was working on it. I still remember this. She was working on Ink Circle's Posy Go Round. And she was stitching in hand, and I was like, I dare you to switch hands. And I was like, haha, I'm so memorable. I said something funny, and she was like, haha, Kaylee, and she did one stitch with the other hand. And then I've been afraid to comment in her lives. And they're a great place. They're so kind. She's so sweet with everyone. She says hi to everyone. She remembers people's names. But it's like a lot of stimulation for me. I'm like, ugh. Exactly, Jennifer. Yeah. I also struggle with knowing, like, reading how do I say this? Like, what's going to be the best for the stream. And as the person running the stream, I'm like, I can talk about whatever I want. But as a person participating as a commenter, I'm like, I want to share something happy. And then when somebody shares something sad, I'm gonna run into something that I don't really mean here, I think. Because it's gonna sound like I don't care about people's problems. It's hard to connect with people that you don't have the experience of, especially if it's a hard experience. Oh, thank you, Yvonne. That's sweet. Norwegian Sampler, yeah. So for me, if somebody shares something with me, I want to be sympathetic. I want to be empathetic. I want to like say I hear you, but I don't want my lack of understanding of the situation to be like interpreted as I don't care. You know, like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, like that's all I know to say in the moment, cuz like I feel bad for that sad situation or tough situation. That's true, Hannah. And there, I mean, if it's like just happy talk with each other, then that's good. You know, it makes us happy to see each other. Okay. Hi, Michel's partner. Exactly, Jennifer. Yep, me too. Laura, hello. And then, you know, another thing is like, I don't know, it's again, I don't know the boundary or the protocol for inviting y'all into my life. Like, tell me about yourself. I don't know. I like building connections with each other, like small connections, like Jennifer's saying, being introverted by nature, you know, and we can connect on things. Like I want in this setting, I want us to find similarities. So then I'm like afraid to say anything or to share a difficult thing that's happening or something. Oh, Laura, that's sweet. I'm a lurker too. And letting other people do stuff too. Chris Krastich is talking about very expensive toys too. That's funny. I don't, you know, when you don't know what boundaries you want to set, or, you know, where, that's why I'm a little confused or like apprehensive or indecisive, I guess. Yeah. Milka! Is... Oh. No? I'm getting confused. Is Milka behind? Or are you just bringing up the toys again? Because we were talking about Beanie Babies. Okay, so I'm using a phone stand. So this is a phone stand that I've used previously before I got my like arm, my phone holder with my lights on it. So I just put it in the hoop and then put it in there. So I can stitch with two hands. Oh, Laura. Somebody want to type in the chat for Milka to, I don't know. Cause if she's behind, she's not gonna hear this until like later. I don't know. Oh, you're so sweet, Laura. If you have a chance to catch one of Milka's flossgrams, she does her floss tube. She does her, yeah, her videos live. On Instagram. So she does her flossgram. Yay! I mean, I don't know if I'm nice. Ooh. I mean, I don't know. There's just something to be said for talking to people. It just lifts your spirits. I don't know how I forgot that, but especially when I'm going through a rough year. Hey, Amir! Okay, were you here earlier? Not shame on you, but that's like what came to my mind for making more flosses that I need. I need more flosses from you. I need more 12-ply silk. Ymir, I'm gonna start doing 1/1 with these things. What should what pattern should I stitch? I'm thinking ink circles. Would one skein be enough for the Circus of Hearts? Circus of Diamonds? One of those? I don't even know if the diamonds is one of them. But I'm gonna have to get the red ones. You're ordering so many. That's my 2022 plans, is to stitch exclusively. Just kidding. There's part of me that just wants to stitch exclusively with Almond M&M's floss. Yeah. See, that's why I love your flosses. Is that it's minimal. What, this fancy jewelry? My stitch counter? Or this fancy jewelry? Have I said on this channel that my engagement ring is an heirloom? Oops, I don't know if I pressed it for this one. It's an approximation. That's too much math, Laura. You know, I'm gonna talk about this more on a floss tube, I think. The stitch counter. Die lots. I don't care about die lots. There's too many things in the world to worry about. No shame to people who care about die lots. I don't care. This coming from someone who has never had a finished product on their wall with two different die lots in the same piece. So, grain of salt, grain of salt. I don't care about them. Like, it's part of life. I don't think I said it, Yvonne. This is design number 19. From Cross Stitch for the Earth by Emma Congdon. Hot sports opinion. Don't say that to a dinner. Okay, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like... Again, Laura, I don't mean to, like, be like, what you said is wrong, but I don't care. I don't care. Too much to worry about. So if I start a project with this, with one of these, with one of these skeins, and I run out, I'll just be like, hey, Mary, do you have another one of these? You don't? Okay, I'm just gonna stitch it with something else. Like, I don't know. I have too much floss anyway. I don't need to add more skeins that I'm not gonna use. Oops. I mean, when I thought that I was gonna stitch a whole bunch of Harry Potter bookmarks, I bought like a case of yellow 307. And so I have like, I don't know, like 20 skeins of bright yellow floss. And I don't see myself stitching Harry Potter bookmarks. Sorry. You've missed... Mikhail, you missed that I don't care about die lots. I'm very passionate now. I finally made a decision. I made an opinion. Because I don't want a whole bunch of extra floss lying around. Exactly, exactly. Jennifer. I was watching you and you were like, and I cut a variegated floss to match this red, and I was like, why did you go through all that work? Why did you do that? No, you do you. You do you. It just goes to show that we're all different. We all care about other things. Or, we all care about different things. We all are bothered by different things. I don't knit either. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I think, you know, that's why I was talking about having too much extra floss. I don't... It kind of bothers me to have things that I'm not using, you know? Like, I was very frivolous in buying Ymir's December Floss box, and I don't regret it at all. I don't regret it. At all. But, like, look at all these variegated flosses. How am I gonna use all these? How am I gonna use all of them? How am I gonna decide what to do with all of these? I mean, look! Look at all of these! Look at them! Look at this one! Look at that! Neon lights! Look at it! What am I gonna use that for? Oh. Approximately, yeah. That's true. What do you do if the pattern is not in Pattern Keeper and it doesn't tell you how many crosses it has? It's kind of like mood lighting in here. It's kind of dark. I feel like Leone. Use neon on a unicorn. But Mikhail, there's a floss named Unicorn. So I'd have to use unicorn on a unicorn, right? This is pretty too for a unicorn. Amethyst, look at that. Here's the unicorn color. It's literally called a unicorn. And then what do you do when you don't use all the floss on it? That's true, Vanessa. See, this is all like, I have not ventured into charts that call for things other than DMC. So like, I ain't doing any substitutions on full coverage, but I have 4 or 5 full coverage pieces. So you know. I suppose. I don't want to do that much thinking. You're like, Kaylee, it's not that much thinking. I don't believe you. I don't want to think. I don't want to do thinking. It's starting to smell really good. Not every unicorn is born equal. Oh! Stash Buster Floss Trade. Or just put it out in the world. Hey, I have this. I'll do a giveaway with it. This is on 16 count, Yvonne. With 2 strands of DMC. And actually, I do have some Ymir flosses in this one. That's true. I mean, I'm not going to do it on like a Heaven and Earth design. Unless it's white or black. Yeah, that's true, Lauda. I mean, it seems like you're very organized and analytical about it, so it's like, and you're good at it too. So on this one, I subbed this red. Oh, you can't see it. In the strawberry, the red, is a Ymir floss in this. And then the pink is also Ymir. The blue, light blue, which you can't see on here, but it's in the little duckies down here. The yellow. Oh, I put these on there. So here's the ones that I substituted for DMC. Here's my orchid from Jennifer. Isn't this red pretty? What's it called? Anthurium Fire. Wait! Isn't that in the new collection? The new reds. And then Lily of the Valley. Look, these are from Karen. These floss drops. They're pretty. That's something that I want to do more of, is trading the floss drops. Buttercup. And Periwinkle Peony. There you go. You're a great designer. Oh, you know, so when I get a chart like a sampler or the Cliffside Stitches pieces, I'm gonna start just looking in my fancy floss collection and being like, what could I use this for? No hablo español. But I did sing in a Spanish mass every Sunday for a couple years. I was singing at a cathedral that had a Spanish choir, an English choir, a Vietnamese choir. I think they maybe had a Korean choir too. But that was in Southern California, and the rehearsals were, well, for a while, they were in Spanish. Yeah, somebody type, send, or somebody tell Milka that she needs to click live or something, or bleh. She says in Spanish that she needs to drag the, I don't know. Anybody know how to? There is like a 30-second delay, I think, or maybe like 20-second delay. It's because I'm using a streaming software. Oh, I haven't been counting these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have I been counting them? I don't know. The stitch counter is an approximation. Oh, it's starting to smell really good in here. Dios mío. I guess I can type in the chat. I forgot that I can type in the chat. Are you back to the live? I think maybe you can click live or use the what do you even call it? Click on the little circle. Well, she's responding to the chat in real time. Cause when Laura popped in. Okay. Yay. I don't speak Spanish. I don't know if you caught that part. But I did sing in a 17 minutes. See, I thought it was because you started talking about Chris and the toys, and I was like, we talked about that like 20 minutes ago. It's okay. Well, I talked a lot about you. I was promoting your Flossgram, and I showed your floss drops a while ago. Oh yeah, I don't speak Spanish, but I did sing in a Spanish choir. Welcome to the future. Oh, I didn't count those. See, my beautiful jewelry is not really being used correctly. Okay, I'm gonna have to go kind of soon. Bye, Zan. Thanks for hanging out. Cause I smell some delicious food, and we gotta go pick up our bookshelf. We're kind of driving far for it, but it seems like it's the perfect size. And our poor Susie will be all alone. Just kidding, she'll be fine with it. This has been a very good stream. Very fun. Oh my goodness. I've been on for an hour and 49. Usually before I used to go less time. Didn't I? I was only like an hour before. I guess lots of live streams like on Twitch are really long. Some people stream for 6 hours. 4 hours. I'm gonna take this in the car for sure. This is easy stitching. We don't have her cat tree near a window, although that's a great idea. Still might be kind of... See, our window, or we live on the 6th floor, so we would have to have something tall enough for her to like look down. But she can't really jump that well because she's shaped like a football. I'm so sorry, Susie, but you are. Like, she has this big belly. So she can't jump more than like, I don't know, 3 feet high. So her cat tree is actually kind of short, and our windows are a little tall. You know, she can get on the table, but she doesn't. I mean, I don't think she's figured out that she has to look down to look outside, and our street is not that busy. So, like a ham. Susie ham. You guys go watch Furwood Forest. Oh, here's that pencil. I was looking for this yesterday. Go watch Jennifer's video. She even says in the beginning, she's like, this is long. You can put me on 2 times speed. I won't be offended. But her cat. I love vocal cats, but we don't have a vocal cat. She's pretty non-vocal. She's a pigeon. She goes. Oh, she doesn't care right now. She's a little pigeon cat. A website. Okay, cool. Jennifer's cat May. In the background was like. And then when you cut away to the separate video, she was in the background of that one too. She was like, meow. Oh, kitties. I love cats so much. Okay, what are we trying to do? We're gonna say goodbye in big fashion. She is a diva. I love it. Silly cat. I still have some coffee left. Susie's not looking at me. Susie! Susie! See, she can get up on our chairs. Never mind my Crock-and-Stalks. She can get up on the chair, and then she hasn't figured out that maybe she could get up to the top of the cat tree. But she seems to really love the top of the cat tree. It's a little guy. It's just a little guy. But then the windows, you probably can't really tell, but the windows are a little taller than the cat tree. So it would be a little tough to get her to the window, but I'll check out that website. Oh, look! I got a little display case at Target that is perfect for some tiny things. And I added these tiny books. Let me go grab them, because those were not on the Tiny Things tour. Not that anyone cares about my tiny things. Hang on, I'll be right back. I was gonna show this in my floss tube anyway. But these were sitting in a box. These are my, this is from a website called Social Print Studio. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, I already closed it. Blurry pictures it is. Maybe I'll show these on my floss tube. But these are from a thing called Social Print Studio. And you just put your pictures in it and it prints as a tiny book. I think it's maybe $30 for 3 books, and you can do them all the same, or you can do different pictures. But I did one for our engagement photos, one for our wedding photos. They're very cute, tiny books. But these were just sitting in a box. Why did I have them sitting in a box? So those are I put them in my tiny thing up there, and then I'll show this on, I think I showed this on a stream already. Did I? I think I did. Yeah, I did. But my in-laws got me a tiny winter scene. It says, oh, it's hard to read German in a fancy font. Geifner Miniaturen in der, what is that supposed to be? I'm not even gonna try. But it's like little snowmen in a matchbox. No, I didn't show that on a floss tube. I'll have to keep this out so that I can show it on a floss tube. Yeah. think we are going to be there at 2, so we have to leave by like 1. So we better eat fast-ish. Miniature something. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I don't know why I act so surprised that y'all are so fun to hang out with, but y'all are fun to hang out with, and I love it every time. Every time. I hope you are having a wonderful weekend. I hope you're getting lots of stitching done, like me. And I hope you, if you're not productive, that's fine. You do you. Relax, take a break. And I'll see you in a floss tube. I have some stuff to do for it. Like, I need to record a song for it. $196. I got $243. That's a lot. In one session. I'm glad you can make it, Yvonne. I'll see you in the next one. It was so fun. Hannah, thanks for commenting. Thank you for being out of your comfort zone. I hope you feel a little comfortable in this comfort zone. I don't know what that meant. All right. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye.